Welcome back to GTM Education, and today we're going to look at 5 best maths websites for GCSE to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths. So I would state that this will be one of the most important videos you will watch, and further down the line more and more important videos in different categories. So the presentations are purposely not done in detail. That is something that is very important. I am not someone that's going to just list a lot of things in the presentations where you're just going to just blatantly read. That's not what my purpose is. My purpose is for you to focus on your attention on what is being said, because what I'm being said is something that you should be able to get inside your brains, because it's something that will be very essential. And I would urge you to turn your captions on to hear and read at the same time to see what I'm saying. And going back to that previous point I made, it's about being very active when it comes to your learning, not being passive. So when you have your captions on and you read at the same time what I'm saying and listen to what I'm saying as well, rather than just reading from a presentation. If you're physically seeing what I've been saying below on the captions, it's something that will be very useful, and it will get inside your brain as well. So there are some important things that you have to consider when watching this video. There are some important things that I urge you to do before you go into the interesting part, specifically whatever topic this video is about. Before we get into that, I would urge you to listen to what I say in this video and make some notes as well, rather than just listening, being very unfocused. We don't want to see that. I would urge you to sit down, have a laptop in front of a table, and have a pen and paper, getting ready to make some notes as you listen and watch my video. Or I would urge you to watch this video first, then watch it again and make notes. And another thing is I tell you to adjust the speed, because some of you guys may think I'm speaking too slow and it is getting boring. I've done this in a number of videos. When I watch a video, I find it too slow, so I increase the speed on the video to times 1.25, times 1.5, times 2, because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't realize the thing that we're always losing is time. Every second goes by is time that is being wasted. So if I'm speaking too fast, on the other hand, you can do the opposite according to your preference by changing to times 0.75, times 0.5, and times 0.25 as you get the picture. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about the amount of times you watch this video. It's about gaining this knowledge, using this knowledge, and making an impact on yourself and making a change and really getting closer and closer to what your dream and passion is. So that is very important. These are important things that you must consider, and I urge you to take this advice on, because I do not want to see students that just wake up and watch this video, or when I see students eating breakfast and watching this video, or when I see students just not focused at all. They're going on somewhere on holiday and they're just watching this video. That's not something that I want to see. I want you to be focused, listen carefully, and focus on what is being said and taking the advice and acting according to the advice I provide. So, are you guys ready for the lesson? Your focus should be on the video. Any distractions such as phones, laptops, consoles should be put away. I know some of you guys might be saying that you're studying and you're playing on your PS4 or PS5 or your Xbox, and you're saying that you're watching a video and you tell your parents you're revising. I've seen students do that. And another one of you guys, put your device on Do Not Disturb, because I see people just scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or any other social media while watching this video. And I would urge you to say that this is your loss at the end of the day. If you're not focused on this, there's no point of watching this video, and I would rather you save the video to your watch later and come back and watch it at another time when you're focused, because that is more beneficial. I don't want to waste your time. At the same time, you shouldn't waste your own time as well. So if you're doing something else, do not watch this video when you have the time, when you believe it's the right time, that you'll take on this advice and be very efficient with the way you're going to focus on this lesson and focus on the video. That is something that is very important. So let's get right into the video. So before we get into the video, many of you guys may ask me, who am I and why you should trust my advice? And in terms of the first thing is the fact that I have received a grade 9 in GCSE maths as well. I was one of the first few cohorts to take the GCSEs, so I have the experience from what is different from 9 to 1 from the A-star, the old A-star system. And secondly, I do have first-hand experience. I have been in your position. I know what it takes to get a grade 9. I have achieved it myself in a lot of my GCSEs. So when it comes to GCSE maths, getting a grade 9 is something that I believe is very simple. And there is something that differs from me when you compare it to your teachers. They haven't been able to take the grade 9 to 1 GCSEs. They were able to have a lot easier GCSEs with the old A-star to F system. So getting a grade 9 is much more different. It's a different experience in my opinion. So I have been in that position, and I believe the advice that I provide will be very, very useful in the videos that you watch from me, and it is something that you should trust, because many of you may ask, who is this man, who is this person giving you advice? I believe it is very, very essential. And I have experienced what my grade 9 friends do. I've experienced what my friends that do not get grade 9 do, or not even pass at the same time. I have been with a different crowd of people. I know what the smart people do to get a grade 9, what the people that are smart but don't put the effort in, that don't get a grade 9 or even get a grade 4 to at least pass an exam. So I know the whole spectrum. It's not as if I was someone that was just being with the people that was only smart. I was with the people that were also messing about as well. So I know how the things are done, and you may be one of those people that are messing about right now when your GCSEs are coming very, very close, and you may be one of those people that is working very hard, making sure that you get a grade 9 in GCSE maths particularly, and other subjects as well. So I've also used my expertise in experiencing it, in actually taking the GCSEs and seeing what my friends done that was right, seeing what my friends done that was wrong, and then I took it on board to start tutoring students to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths. And I have tutored students that have got a grade 9 in GCSE maths, and in other GCSEs that I've tutored as well. So I know that my teaching capabilities is something that has been very, very essential to the students that I tutor. So I have taken that advice, that recommendation for me to start a YouTube channel, to start expressing what the ways to do things, the secret tips that no other YouTuber will provide or your teachers will provide. So I have taken on board that advice and started a YouTube channel. And many may ask the question why this advice is free, because normally when you tutor, you do get paid beforehand to tutor a particular thing, to provide advice, etc. So this advice being free on YouTube, the main question could be something that runs through your minds: why this advice is free? Is this advice not as valuable as paid advice? That's not something that I'm looking to differentiate. I find all advices that I provide very, very important. Whether it be free or paid, the advice still remains the same. So when it comes to why it's been free, it's the fact that I want to change the perspective that getting a grade 9 in GCSE maths or any other GCSE is hard, because a lot of students are doing it the wrong way, learning the wrong way, understanding the topics the wrong way. There are a lot of things that I've seen that students, such as myself when I was in your position, have been doing things the wrong way and have regretted it later on down the years. And when you move on from GCSEs to A-levels to university and then to a job, these experiences is something that will be vital as you move along that ladder as you get older and older. So the way to be done, the way it should be done is something that I'm going to advise in this video. So you should trust my advice and you should learn from it and take on what's been said and change and act according to the things I provide you. So many of you may now start to worry that what I've just said, it might have hit you very hard, suggesting that maybe you've been doing things the wrong way around, but you do not have to worry, because life is difficult. And when it comes to GCSEs, that is the first big thing that a lot of students, literally any person, has found as a major hurdle in their life. Because when you think about GCSEs, it's a big thing, it's a big exam, it's a lot of exams, a lot of focus. And if you ask any adult that has studied, lived in the UK and has taken GCSEs, they'll say that's the first step to knowing what life really is, and that's something that we learn from GCSEs. But you do not have to worry, because you may have had that reality check, but you don't need to worry, because you will need to take my advice and change, because I believe that my advice is very, very strong. I've been told that you're a good teacher, you know how to express things, and for me, I'm not going to be like those YouTubers that have a lot of transitions, a lot of changes, a lot of things moving around. All I need from you guys is to just focus, and any video that provides advice that is very, very valuable will be something that will be taken on. So I do not really worry about making my videos look very aesthetically pleasing. I do not have that in my mindset. I do not have the time to focus on that. I rather focus on what is the best advice I can provide that can really be beneficial towards you getting that grade 9 in your GCSE maths. So to refresh your mind, I would urge you to do something active before you continue watching the video. That is something that I urge, because right now a lot of students, as I stated, are learning things the wrong way. A lot of you guys are doing still passive learning rather than learning actively, and that is something that I will touch upon later down the videos, or maybe in this video as well. So in terms of you guys, make sure you do something active. If you want to do something active, an idea that I would have is to give this video a like if you have liked this video so far, because that is something where you're physically having to escape from the screen. Go and clicking that button is something that is seen active, or you can have a walk around as well. But if you're going to go and give this video a like, if you're liking the video already, listening to literally no nonsense information, straight to the point, straight to the facts, I would urge you to subscribe to the channel as well, so that you don't miss future videos. I would really urge you for that, because I would be uploading on a consistent basis, hopefully. So if you subscribe to the channel, you won't miss future videos and the advice that I provide. If you find this video so far very, very beneficial, then imagine the advice that I provide in the further videos. And if you're subscribed, you will be one of the first people to access those videos. And people do pay a lot of money for the advice that I provide in my videos, so subscribing to the channel would be a good idea to get access to my videos for free. And the next thing, not just getting access to my videos for free, but being one of the first people to get access to my videos, because if you're one of the first people, you can take on that easier, you can act on that quicker, and you could be ahead of the other people. And at the end of the day, life is literally a competition. It's between you versus the rest of the people that are taking GCSEs for this particular scenario. Everything is a competition in terms of you always going to be facing other people. If it's an interview, if it's a job, if it's a place at university, if it's a sixth form you're going to apply for. So there are a lot of things where you're going to be competing with others. So subscribing to the channel and having that post notification bell on is something that will be very essential, since you'll be one of the first people to be able to click on my videos, watch my video, take on the advice, and be ahead of the curve. So that is something that you guys should do, so you won't be worried about what GCSEs or how it's going to affect you, but you could be ahead of the curve and really ace those GCSEs, and in particular right now GCSE maths in this video. So in terms of the first maths website that you must use to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths, it is called Seneca Learning, and this website is one that I highly recommend, and I have already done 2 previous videos on why you must use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths, telling you guys how to make the most out of it, and I have placed a card at the top of your screen for you guys to check this out on how to use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths. And also I've done another video on how to use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths. There's 2 different things on why you must use it and how you must use it, because Seneca is something that is accessible for all students, but it's the way you use it and realize why you must use it, something that is very important. So this will be something that I show at the top of your screen in terms of cards. If you want to check it out, the links are at the top of your screen, or you can check out my description for the other videos on my channel, or you can just check my channel itself and you should be able to see the videos labeled how to use Seneca and why you must use Seneca. So in terms of Seneca, it breaks down learning into bite-sized maths chunks, and when it comes to Seneca, it is very, very useful. I don't want to go very much into the massive details behind it because I've already expressed why you must use Seneca Learning in a separate video, which I've just discussed about. But the good thing about Seneca, it suits students. If you're looking for something that designed for students, it is Seneca Learning, because you students are at a very young age. It's not as if you're very old. You could say 16, 17, 15. It's not a big age. It's something where you're just starting to learn the real world. And when it comes to Seneca, it breaks it down. It has that nice transition, that smooth transition from being that key stage 2 student to a key stage 3 to a key stage 4. And it's something that is very, very useful in my opinion. In terms of what else it does, it analyzes past tests and work, and it is tailored towards you. So everyone is different. You have past exams, past works that you can do on Seneca Learning, and say you get particular questions wrong, they are tailored for you to do those questions again. So you do not have to have that hassle of doing everything yourself. It pretty much has everything done for you. It's a great revision tool. I didn't want to go into the most details regarding why you must do Seneca Learning, and because that's something that I've already expressed in another video, and that really talks about the highlights and importance of Seneca Learning as a tool and as a very good website. That's why it is one of the 5 best maths websites that I have stated for GCSE maths to get a grade 9. And in terms of the final thing, it has good exam quality content written by world-class teachers, and it's not only exam quality content in terms of exam papers, but the content that is provided in the slides, in like the videos, in like the information that's provided in the notes. It's very, very useful, and these are done by world-class teachers. These are teachers that have been in this field for a very long time. And when it comes to teachers, there's another video that I've always recommend, which is the mentality and that secret mentality you need to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. There's something related to teachers in that video. That's a small hint, and to make the most use out of it, I do urge you to watch that video. It's very, very important, because the videos on the screen, the videos that are on this channel are there on a purpose, and it's to make sure you gather as much knowledge as possible. At the end of the day, knowledge is what is going to take you guys to the next stage and put you ahead of the other students and get closer to getting a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So gather as much knowledge as you can from this YouTube channel and make the most out of it. And these world-class teachers are not teachers that have not been in this field. They are the world-class teachers, and they've now written these content, these notes, these slides, these questions. It is so useful. I think this website was one of the main reasons why I was able to get grade 9 in GCSE Maths. I was close to get full marks in all 3 papers, so that's how important this website was for me. And it is something where I'm not a student that revised 24/7 since year 7. I'm a student that took GCSE serious when it comes to year 11, and Seneca Learning was something that helped me massively, because I was really messing about. Even though could say I was quite smart, Seneca Learning was something that made me actually revise. I was quite messing around in school. I wasn't the guy that was really vigorous when it comes to his learning. I used to enjoy my time in school, so when it comes to Seneca Learning, it helped me massively, because there's a lot of gaps in my knowledge, and it came through very nicely at the right time, because we were one of the first cohorts, if not we were the second cohort to do all grade 9 if we're the first cohort to do all grade 9 to 1 GCSEs, and the second cohort to do the grade 9 to 1 GCSEs for English and Maths. So we were one of the first few people to do this, and Seneca Learning came right in clutch for us to get good grades, and it helped me massively. And that's something that all my grade 9 friends, all my grade 8 friends, literally my friends that worked hard, say that Seneca is something that saved them to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So in terms of the second website to use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths is Corbettmaths. And when it comes to Corbettmaths, I've also done a video on this, on how to use Corbettmaths to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. But it's one of the most important websites that came in clutch for me, because first of all, the videos on the website is very useful. When it comes to the videos, they're tailored towards a particular topic, to a particular lesson, to a particular targets for you specifically. The videos are there on purpose, and it's very useful, because you watch a video, they can take those textbook exercises. You don't have to go and search in a textbook to find the exercises particular to the video, but when you watch a video, the textbook exercises are literally based off that video, so you have an opportunity to practice that knowledge. Because at the end of the day, you can watch this video, you can gain knowledge, but how would you know you have gained the knowledge? That's why you do a test. That's the reason why there are exams, to test your knowledge. So textbook exercises are there to tailor towards the video to test your knowledge. Did you actually learn what was in the video? So that's why textbook exercises are there. I highly recommend them. It's a good textbook exercise. It's not as if you have to do hundreds of questions. It's good questions, good grade differences in terms of each question, and it's very, very efficient. And that's the most important things. Talking back to about secret mentality, efficiency, something that is very, very important. And in terms of the next thing, it's the exam style practice questions. So you don't need to even find exam past papers to find the exam style questions. Watch my how to use Corbettmaths to get a grade 9 GCSE in maths. Corbettmaths is something that I tell you guys to use, and the funny thing is I tell you to use Corbettmaths after you have used Seneca. So it's like a little series that is going on from how to use Seneca to use how to use Corbettmaths to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths. So watch those videos, learn what I've been able to do, and then apply it to yourself, because what I've done wasn't no vigorous learning exercise. I didn't do something that was very difficult for me to do. I played it very smart, I played it very thoughtfully, and I've tutored students to do the same, and they've been able to receive grade 9 as well, because I've made the process of getting a grade 9 in GCSE maths or any other subject not a difficult thing, not a difficult task. So listen to your advice, take it on, and make the most out of it. And in terms of the final thing, it's those 5 a day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets. These were a very good lifesaver for me when it comes to getting a grade 9 in GCSE maths. I was one of those students that was pretty lazy. I couldn't be asked to do textbook exercises. I couldn't be asked to do exam style practice questions. I couldn't be asked to do this, couldn't be asked to do that. But when these 5 a day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets came, they were very, very useful, because that's when it gave me that motivation, because it's a little a day that is very, very important. And if you have these 5 a day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets, it's just 5 questions a day, and every day if you do these 5 questions, you'll know which question you got wrong, and then it makes life a lot easier for me, because I was able to go through the questions that I got wrong, and then I used to focus on that. Because for me, I really love the testing segment. I don't really like the learning segment. I think that is similar to you guys as well. After tutoring students, I realized that this is a real common theme. A lot of students don't want to spend the time revising, sitting down, learning. That's not something that everyone wants to do. Rather, they want to actually do the work, test themselves. That's why when you do exams, everyone's actually pretty focused, pretty determined to do good in the exam. Everyone likes to be tested, and that's something that we saw, something that I learnt, and something that I applied. So I like getting tested, so I tested myself every day for the 5 a day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets. There are 5 different questions and 5 different topics. Questions I get wrong, I go and learn the topics. This 5 a day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets was a real important thing for me. So I would say you make the most out of these 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets, because it's only 5 questions a day. Sometimes I'm telling you to do hundreds of questions. The question that you get wrong in the 5 a day 9-to-1 worksheets, there is a mark scheme with that, so you check out what you got wrong, but you should know what topic it is, and then use that topic to watch the videos for that topic from Corbettmaths. Then you can do the textbook exercises and see if you've been able to now answer those sorts of similar questions that you failed to answer in the 5 a day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheet. Can you do it now with the textbook exercises? If you can do it with that, then test yourself with the exam style practice questions. I think it's only 5 big questions or 10 big questions. Make the most use of it, and Corbettmaths is why it's one of the best brilliant websites that I believe is good to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths. And Seneca Learning, Corbettmaths, they go hand in hand with each other. That's why I've done those videos first on my channel, because these are the ones that I mostly used towards getting that grade 9 in GCSE maths. So pretty much very close to getting full marks in each of my 3 papers. So in terms of the third website to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths, and this is Maths Genie. So when it comes to Maths Genie, this is the website which, if you guys do not like Seneca Learning and Corbettmaths, if you don't like that duo partnership, Maths Genie is what that can do everything by itself. When it comes to Maths Genie, the website is free to use. It doesn't require you to sign up. It's something that offers a wide array of resources, and is an opportunity for you guys to take advantage of this website. It's similar to Corbettmaths, and at the same time it's similar to Seneca Learning. When it comes to the next point is the fact that for each section of a topic you can access 1 or 2 videos. So when you want to watch a video, it's normally about 15 minutes long on average, but they give you examples on how to answer questions and then give you short tasks to complete to test your knowledge. So Maths Genie is something that is very, very useful, and when it comes to its videos, it has its own YouTube channel as well as other things in those channels which can play many of the videos. And when it comes to Maths Genie, there are printable question sheets and booklets to practice for the exam. When it comes to Maths Genie, they have pretty much everything prepared. They know what they're doing, they have experience with these things, and when it comes to the question booklets, you can basically view the fully worked out answers to each question, which are very helpful in understanding the process of solving them. That's how useful these printable exam question sheets and booklets are to practice. Pretty much Maths Genie is a well-verified source, and it's something that has been in the Maths GCSE spectrum for a long time, even it does A-levels as well. It's been here for a very, very good time. And when it comes to the content organised, it's organised by grades. So all of the content is organised by the grade which it corresponds to. So it could be starting from grade 1 and getting progressively harder. And the website also makes it clear that all the content from grade 6 onwards is only for the higher tier, which helps to avoid confusion on what needs to be learned. So that's very, very important. And in terms of the grade 9, grade 8, grade 7, etc., if you can take that lightly, but to test yourselves, if you are able to do a grade 9 question, a grade 9 topic, then that's something that gives you a little bit more courage, a little bit more confidence. But I do urge you to make sure that you're able to do from grade 1 to grade 5 all the topics from there, then move on from grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, because I can guarantee that most students don't realise that if you're able to answer all the questions from grade 1 to grade 5 topics, you should be at least able to get a grade 6, grade 7. A lot of students make that mistake. They want to only learn the grade 9 questions, but the grade 9 questions, you're only going to get 2 or 3 in the whole exam. When it comes to grade 8, you get 3 or 4 or 5. When it comes to grade 7, you get it increases as you go for each grade, and most of the questions are between the 4 to 6 range, so from grade 4 to grade 6. So it's like a spectrum. You can see this is most of the times the average that there are most of. So make sure you be able to answer questions from grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. I would mostly urge you to look from grade 4 to grade 6. Then, after you've been able to master those topics, then go from grade 7 to grade 9. That's more capable of getting that grade 8 to that grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So the content is organised by the grade. That's very, very important, and take the advantage of it to make sure that you've been able to answer all the topics and know which topics you're struggling on. You may find that a grade 9 topic is struggling for you. It doesn't mean that you have to know how to do it. If that means that it's going to waste a lot of your time, whereas you could focus on other topics, doesn't mean you have to spend on that grade 9 question, because you're only going to get one question. And when it comes to the grade 1 questions, that could be the one mark that could be a difference between you getting a grade 9 or grade 8, grade 8 or grade 7, so on and so forth. So it's important to take advantage of these. And in terms of the website, there are exam papers, tests, predicted papers, walkthrough videos. There's the whole lots when it comes to Maths Genie. It's particular for each exam board, like such as an Excel, OCR, AQA, to help you practice maths in exam-style formats. There are also accessible PDFs to be printed along with the mark schemes. When it comes to the papers, they are produced by Edexcel. When it comes to those Edexcel produced papers, they come with a set of example answers and a walkthrough video for each one as well. So it makes the most out of it. The predicted papers are exam-style papers, which are also there as well, which can consider previous topics assessed in exams to try and predict possible topics you may be questioned on, as they are released shortly after each exam is set, and their purpose is to help you focus your revision on unseen topics. So at the end of the day, I mentioned this a long time ago when it comes to one of the previous videos, such as the mentality video, all the other videos in my screen, on my channel. The only thing that the teachers can do is really focus their attention, or the people making the exams can focus their attention on what's in the specification. So the teachers can pretty much predict what's going to come up in the exam. If they take the effort, take the time, if you get the first paper, when you get the first paper out and it's a non-calculated paper, you can realise what's going to be tested in the maths calculated paper and the other maths calculated paper, because the people setting the exams have to be fair and accurate, and at the same time it's easier for the teachers to be able to predict. So Maths Genie is a well-verified source. It's been here for many, many years. They know what they're doing. I do recommend Maths Genie as an extra resource, or if you do not like the way Seneca is represented, and you don't like the way Corbettmaths is represented and how they both go tie and tie with each other, Maths Genie, just for me, just to use, just it's only is a very, very good website as well. But everyone is different, so it's important that I have 5 different websites that you must use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, and that's why I've stated Maths Genie as a website that could be more useful for others. I use all these websites and I recommend them all thoroughly. That's why they're in this video. So in terms of the next websites, it is in the form of Quizlet, and many of you guys may ask, what is Quizlet? What is so fascinating about Quizlet? But I think this is a real underrated tool because of one word, which is flashcards. A lot of students don't like to read a book. A lot of students do not like to read revision notes. A lot of students are different. I was one of those students that cannot handle reading a piece of paper and waiting and reading and reading and reading and reading. It doesn't go to my brain. Flashcards are one of the easiest ways to test yourself and see if you actually learned a topic. And when it comes to Quizlets, you're guaranteed to find hundreds of sets of cards for every GCSE Maths revision topic. I done a search today morning on Quizlet GCSE Maths, even though it's been a long time, and I see good revision sets there that are available, free to use for you to learn. And when it comes to Quizlet, you can play a game on it, so you can play games on it to refresh your memory. There are other things that I remember when I was using it for not only GCSE Maths but other topics as well, other subjects as well, is the fact that there are games for you to do. You can learn it on the go. I remember when I was like going on the bus or going on the car, I used to just do a little bit of Quizlet as I go travel, when I go to school in the morning. If I'm going by bus or if I'm going by train, I use my phone to make the use out of Quizlets. So it's something that is very useful because at the end of the day, it's just those 5-10 minutes which I talked about, like Corbettmaths 5 a day, GCSE 9 to 1 worksheets. When it comes to Quizlets, it's very simple things to do on a consistent basis, and they will add up over time. And when it comes to flashcards, I believe it's an underrated revision tool to boost your memory. I might do a separate video on just flashcards itself, something that can help you guys not only for GCSE Maths but GCSE Sciences, GCSE English, literally the whole spectrum. So that could be a video that should come out in the future, which I should be able to make. But flashcards are one of the most underrated tool, and Quizlets is well verified in the source. It's been here for a long time, and it's something that I've been using to a large extent. So make sure you make the use out of Quizlet. Some people like to use flashcards, some people like to learn in small chunks. That's why I have 2 websites where you can learn in small chunks, such as flashcards in terms of Quizlet, and Seneca Learning. It's the same thing. It's bite-sized chunks on a consistent basis. The memory will start to add up. When it comes to Maths Genie and Corbettmaths, they're both similar, and even though Corbettmaths is also understanding the new idea of doing small every day, such as a 5 a day, 9 to 1 worksheets, because that's the best way I recommend. As I mentioned in the mentality video, you have to do bit by bit. It's as if, how did you learn how to walk? You first learn how to stand. You then learn how to crawl. Then you learn how to walk, so on and so forth. It's everything you do bit by bit every day, and it comes to your memory. Why we brush our teeth in the morning? Because we always learn that again and again and again. Why we eat at lunch? Because we've been doing that for a long time. That's the same with revision. If you can do this time and time again on a consistent basis, you'll be able to get that into your memory, and it just comes second nature to you. And that's the most underrated tool, to make revision come second nature to you. The best revision students, the best ones that get grade 9, they make this process pretty easy, and that's what I'm trying to implement to you guys. Make GCSE is the easiest thing. I think that is the easiest thing because I've done everything the easy way and I was able to do very good. It did take me some time to hack this ability, to hack this mindset, to get this ability to do good in GCSEs, and tutor this techniques to others is something that I recommend largely to a large extent. So make sure you make the most use out of Quizlets. It's the 4th best website. It's not in order, but it's one of the best websites to use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And in terms of the final websites, this is not even a website. It is a website. It is your specification. It's not a website that you probably thought of something like I was going to give like another website to use, but the specification is something that a lot of students don't know what it is. I need to do a video just on specification because that's something I have to now teach to students. I remember the best thing that I was just like your situation. I was watching YouTube videos of people explaining how to get a grade 9 in this subject, how to get a grade 9 in that subject, and all of them have one thing in common. Use your specification. Grade 9 in GCSE Maths, to get stats, you need to know your specification. And you need to be able to use the information to guide your revision as a key tool. When it comes to specification, you know that it's a very good tool because it tells you exactly what's going to come up. If you want to know what's going to come up in terms of a particular topic, such as completing the square, it has a certain topics that you have to know about, just related to completing the square. So it's important. And use that to guide your revision. So you might have a checklist. Literally, there are checklists out there. If you can search on Google, checklists for an Excel GCSE Maths 9-1 specification. Tick the ones that you're already good at. Do each one. When you complete the whole thing, you know you've revised everything that can possibly come out. And also, it doesn't allow you to waste time on topics that are not going to come up. When it comes to CGP books, when it comes to Seneca Learning, when it comes to Corbettmaths, Maths Genie, Quizlets, these are all tailored towards your specification. Teachers teach tailored towards your specification. And when it comes to your specification, make sure you know how to do everything that is on the specification for your exam. They know, in terms of they, it means you, but make sure you know how to do everything that is on the specification for your exam. That's important. Because then there's that student that comes to me, sir, I forgot to revise this for the specification, and that was a 6 marker that came up in the exam. That was the final question, and I lost 6 marks. So it's important to have to be harsh, but the specification is one of the most underrated tools. If it was me, the first tool that I would use is the specification. Check what I've done, check what I haven't done. But Seneca Learning does it very well because it gives you the literal checklist for you. You can check which topics you have done. That's one of the ones that I recommend to a large extent, and that's why that was one of the best videos that I've done, because Seneca Learning is so underrated. A lot of students do think that this is just not good enough for you, but I've heard it time and time again. The students that I choose to get a grade 9, get a grade 8, get a grade 7, they said that I was literally banging out when it comes to Seneca Learning. I was on that 24/7. I spent at least 6 hours a day just on Seneca Learning, and Seneca Learning is guiding towards your specification. And in terms of specification, make sure you do not miss any important topics and check for yourself. If you're too bored to read what's in the specification, you can type in your specification and checklist and then tick the ones that you've done, tick the ones that you haven't done, and focus on those topics. And do not miss any important topics. The specification has everything there. When it comes to maths, it's a little bit more broad, but when it comes to other subjects such as sciences, when it comes to English, when it comes to other subjects such as history, geography, specification comes in very handy, and in maths it does as well, so that you'll be able to prepare for the sorts of questions they can ask, because a lot of students miss out that in the specification that there could be a particular grade 8 to 9 topic. Then that is very faint. No one realizes. Like, it's not like it's a massive big heading. It's just the last line of a topic, and that's the question that make a 6 mark question out of. I've seen this come time and time again. The specification is very clear in what it is going to teach, what is going to come up, but it's how you analyze it carefully and make the use out of it. And that's why I should do a video on how to use specification as well. The videos hopefully will be coming on a consistent basis, but these are the 5 best websites that I believe you must use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And if you enjoyed this video, in terms of the next video, it will be related to how to use Maths Genie to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. When it comes to Maths Genie, it's one of the most underrated tools. Our thoughts of doing how to use Maths Genie to make the most out of it. There's a lot of resources there available in terms of Maths Genie, in terms of the YouTube channel, in terms of the videos, in terms of the exam style questions, in terms of the textbook questions. There's a lot of things there, and there's a lot of things for me to talk about and to make the most advantage of, and what you guys should be doing. You guys should pretty much replicate what I'm doing and completely apply it to yourself, and you should be able to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, and I recommend Maths Genie to a very large extent. So I do urge you to click the video on your screen, and this is the one that suggests that is how to use Maths Genie to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths and get closer to getting a grade 9 in your GCSE Maths. Thank you for watching.